Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Global Happenings today, where we bring you news, politics that is happening, trending news that is happening on real time. Well, as we speak right now, Nnamdi Kanu seems to be in the radar again when it comes to the issue of presidency release and the stand of the president and AGF Malami on the matter. But right now, AGF is speaking strongly. The presidency is speaking strongly. It's now telling Nigerians exactly what to expect or what must be done for Nnamdi Kanu to get the required result. Before we go into the news proper, like and subscribe to our channel if you've not done so already by clicking on the red subscribe button. Beside it, you will see a bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube, where the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, SAN, on Tuesday said President Muhammadu Buhari is looking at and also considering Nigerians, the interest of Nigerians in the call to release Nnamdi Kanu, who happens to be the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. While featuring on NTA's Good Morning Nigeria show, Malami said, and I quote, "By way of general statements to the two issues presented, the issues relating to Nnamdi Kanu and by extension the indigenous people of Biafra, that's IPOB, what I can tell you for certain is that the decision of the president is based fundamentally and at all times on public interest consideration. Public interest consideration first. In the art of governance and what I have come to learn about the mind and heart of the President Muhammadu Buhari is to consider first the 200 million as against the limited people." I guess IPOB is the limited people, okay? By extension, the issue of Kanu, what would as well govern the decision of the president in terms of whatever request is presented is the public interest as against the limited sectional interest of it. Recently, some Igbo leaders urged President Muhammadu Buhari to grant Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, freedom. The elders, led by former Minister of Aviation in the First Republic, Chief Mbazulike Amechi, had made the call during a meeting with the president at the State House in Abuja in 2021. The Amechi-led elders had urged the president to grant the indigenous people of Biafran leader, that's Nnamdi Kanu, an unconditional release. Kanu was rearrested in June 2021 in Kenya and repatriated to Nigeria to continue his trial before an Abuja Federal High Court. Following his move down to Nigeria, the separatist has been locked up at the Department of State Services, DSS. The IPOB, that's Indigenous People of Biafran leader, is facing trial before Justice Binta-College Court for charge based on terrorism. Well, a lot of Nigerians have decided to talk about it. We're going to take a quick section as a cross-section in no particular order of what Nigerians are saying, because this is a big one when it comes to the issue of secessionist agitation. We have been hearing the issue of bandits having a field day. They've not yet been proscribed. There seem to be drawbacks, and these are agitators, and they seem to have quick movement in deliberating on their issue when it comes to the issue of detention and the rest. But when it comes to the issue of release, there seems to be a lot of consideration and reconsideration. But in terms of detention, it's always very swift. Nigerians have reacted. We're going to take cross-section in no particular order. This one here says, "Did your Buhari consider the interests of Nigerians before setting Boko Haram members free, or in constructing ranches for Fulani killer headsmen who are doing private businesses?" Somebody answered the person that said this comment. He said, "My brother, all day your head." This one here said, "When the master is going, the maid will follow." Abi? Okay, I understand this statement. It's a strong one. What he's saying is when President Muhammadu Buhari is leaving the seat come 2023, Fulani herdsmen will follow him, Abi. Okay, this one here is saying, "Is Buhari the judiciary? May God deliver Nigeria." Okay, but we all know that there's what we call executive order. We all know that there's always this time in the year where the president have this sole prerogative rights to do the needful. But well, that said, let's look at this very critically. A lot of Nigerians are talking. I just took one or two statements, and all of them are all saying the same thing. Justice should be served through all sections. Justice should be served through all regions. Justice should be served regardless of what tribe you belong. Okay, now look at what Boko Haram have been doing. They've been doing a lot of menace in Nigeria, and they just woke up one morning. I do not know what. Maybe they must have, made their apologies and all that, and they rehabilitated them and they brought them in with voila, matter closed, case closed, everything okay. And nobody's considering the IDP camps. Nobody considered the fact that these guys have brought a lot of tears to families. They made people to cry. Same thing with Fulani herdsmen. Look at what is happening in Edo. Although the security personnel there say they have not gotten the full details yet, but a lot of people around that Okada area, for those who live around there, are complaining that in that community, Fulani herdsmen came very boldly and said, look, we are going to feed our cows with your cassava, with your corn, and all the plants you've made. When you plant, you allow our cows to feed on it. Then if anything happens to our cow, you feed the broth. Some of them didn't even bother to say, let us cooperate with that staying order, that order. They just left both the farm, the village. One Taraba man that was living there said he started running, he left his wife and children. Even though he said they were all running in different directions because they know that those guys don't joke. And up till now, we are still dragging leg. We are still going through the process of gazetting so that they can be prescribed. Come on. If they can give that quick move, the way they prescribe indigenous people of Biafra in one day, if they can do the same thing, Nigerians will be better off for it, so that, though it's easier for our security personnel to clamp down on them when they do a lot. You can imagine, there was a video, I'm sure most Nigerians saw the video, where a young man who happened to understand Hausa in Abuja, I think his uncle was kidnapped. Unfortunately, he went in there. They got the ransom they were supposed to pay after so much haggling of a ransom. Eventually, he went to the bush where they kept they kept his uncle and his cousin. When he got in there, unfortunately, or should I say fortunately for him, they did all the normal processing of trying to be sure that he was not followed or trailed. When he dropped the information or dropped the money there, they told him to tell others that it was actually them that sent him. The video was viral. So you can now see that while some persons are saying they're not the one, you have good one, we have bad one, they cannot deny, their footprints are everywhere. And now, if we can do that to herdsmen, or if herdsmen can do such things and we are still dragging why don't we look at this issue of agitation? Cuts across board. Yes, 200 million Nigerians are big, they're very big, but that also should be the same 200 million Nigerians we should consider when it comes to the issue of herdsmen. And Nnamdi Kanu now, the Igbos have begged, they've cajoled, and from all indication, based on what AGF Malami is saying, say, look, we are not going to consider you first. We will consider what Nigerians are saying, 200 million Nigerians are saying first. Whatever they say counts. That's what we're going to wrap it up. Let's meet in that comment section. What's your take? Do have it.